Once upon a time, on the episode I See London, Gwen and Duncan officially became a couple, and everyone hated them, both in the fandom and in the show. It started a Gwuncan versus Dunkney battle. Dunkney is one of my favorite couples, and please check out my top 10 favorite teledrama couples video. Link is in the description. As well as the Gwent versus Gwuncan battle. I don't like this couple at all. In fact, I consider Gwuncan the worst couple in the entire series. There are plenty of reasons why, and that's why I'm going to talk about this video. If you like Gwuncan, that's awesome. It's your opinion, who am I to judge? Please keep in mind that this video is full to the brink with my personal opinions. If I find hurtful comments, I will block you from commenting. Now, let's go on with the video, shall we? Number 10. They were good as friends. Gwen and Duncan were great as friends. They had their gothic appearance and were both horror movie buffs. That made them great friends. It didn't feel like they had any romance and chemistry and had some great friendship interactions. The gothic appearance will bring me to my next point. Number 9. The only thing they had in common was their gothiness. I love both these characters, but their goth appearance and love for horror movies is all they have in common. Their personalities are pretty different. Gwen doesn't give a beep about anything. Duncan has a heart beyond being bad. Gwen doesn't really have that much of a heart. Gwen hates everything. Duncan doesn't really hate everything as much as Gwen does. Duncan's a strong player. Gwen doesn't have as much of a competitive side, except for in the last TDI episodes, which is why she was a legend in Teledrama Island. Gwen isn't a bully, Duncan is. Gwen doesn't really break girls like Duncan does. Number 8. The breakup was boring. As much as it was satisfying, counting the amount of fingers you have on your hands when you already know the number was more interesting than this breakup. It was so lame. It was just Gwen saying, "It's over," and shoving him away. I didn't really feel anything during this breakup at all. And her breakup with Trent actually felt something, even though it was disappointing. Number 7. Dunkney's and Gwent's breakups, as well as Gwuncan, were forced on the audience. Dunkney and Gwent are two very beloved classic teledrama couples. I really liked both of those pairings, really, especially Dunkney. Please check out my top 10 teledrama couples video, link in the description. To explain why Gwen's breakup was forced, Trent had to be derailed so hard in action for it to happen. They brought in this weird number 9 obsession, being weird is cool, and had him start throwing challenges. That led to Gwen having to dump him, and he got jealous of Duncan since they were getting close. So for Gwuncan to even be a concept, they had to derail Trent. Now on to Dunkney. In Top Dog, Courtney makes a list of commands for Duncan, which results in him voting her out, which leads to the breakup. Duncan didn't break up before kissing Gwen, but if that did happen, and it wouldn't have led to so much derailment. When Courtney tells Duncan she missed him, he then kissed Gwen. So it came last minute. You could tell they tried to manipulate the audience into liking Gwuncan. And they were really forced into our faces as well. Number 6. Gwen and Courtney's friendship was great development. In Icy London, their friendship was very cute. They were both on the same team and both hated Heather. I loved them talking about their 6th grade presentations. If that kissing scene didn't happen, either of them could have been eliminated and they could have stayed friends. The rivalries with Heather helped them grow together. Both are at the top female strategy-wise, along with Heather. It was great, and the writers thought it was a good idea to create the love triangle, which threw that development out the window. Number 5 is the kiss came out of nowhere. There was nothing leading up to the icy London kissing scene. Just that one line and Duncan's hug with Courtney. They were friends and there was really no romance anywhere in the picture. There was no build up to it really. Duncan had build up to it. Gwen had build up and plot to it. The kiss was kind of unexpected, and like I mentioned earlier, they were good as friends and should have stayed that way. Number 4. Gwen was so much better with Trent. As I talked about earlier multiple times, Gwen and Trent were a great couple. They actually had chemistry between them and genuine love. They actually had more to them than just being goths. They could have hosted the Aftermath show together. I was in action, not have Bridget and Jeff constantly make out. Gwen and Trent team up, make a plan to eliminate everyone, make the finale. Courtney shed light on it to everyone, leading to everyone voting them off. This would have given the relationship some development and avoid Trent's horrible derailment. Also, Gwen Trent's relationship didn't mean infidelity or unhappiness to anyone, no guilt. It also had the chill guitar guy and the not so chill goth girl, which made it good. Number 3. Noah's BS elimination and his rivalry with Alejandro could have been a great storyline. Noah's elimination in Icy London was really unfair. So he and Owen found and brought Jack the Ripper, which is what they were supposed to do, while Gwen and Courtney brought Duncan, but he gave victory to Team Amazon because he'd been searching for Duncan, and Duncan was brought back to the show against his own will. But victory should obviously have gone to Team Chris is really, 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 really hot. But Noah made some comments on how he doesn't trust Alejandro, and the latter found out, so he convinced the team to vote him out. Then Courtney or Gwen could have been eliminated, and they stay friends. Noah and Alejandro's rivalry would have been a much better storyline than the love triangle. Noah was eliminated right when he was starting to get interesting. I think Noah is super, 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 super overrated. And he only experienced minor development in World Tour. But if this happened, his rivalry with Alejandro, it would have become major development, and I actually would like to know it in World Tour. But I'm neutral to him. Duncan should not have returned. He won action, so we know he's not winning, and he was just there after his return. It mostly serves Alejandro's villain status, but I did like their friendship/rivalry. Also, if Duncan didn't return, Tyler would have made the merge 100%, and Noah kinda likely. Number 2. The creators were forced to allow it to happen. Tom McGillis, the creator of Teledrama, has disclosed that he thought Gwen and Duncan becoming a couple was a bad idea. The writers really wanted it to happen, and he gave into a force and allowed it. The writers did it because they wanted to make it realistic, but according to realism, Zoe would break up with Mike and he would seek medical help. I don't know why the writers went against Tom's wishes and did this. Tom, the man that allowed Teledrama to happen. All-Stars to throw our favorite characters down the drain. Sam to be in All-Stars instead of Brick. As well as DJ's, Ezekiel's, and LaShaw's derailments. Knew this relationship was a bad idea. And that is saying a lot. I'm surprised he didn't fire them like he did to Ed McDonald, who was fired because everyone hated Sunday Mighty Disgrace. Man, do I love that episode. Something else everyone hated was the love triangle, so why didn't he fire the World Tour writers for doing this? And the moment you've all been waiting for. The number 1 reason Gwuncan was a bad idea is, drumroll please. Number 1. The love triangle ruined Courtney, Gwen, and Duncan's characters. Courtney, she became a complete psychopath. The boyfriend kisser song was horrific. She started throwing challenges to eliminate Gwen. She was a brat in Niagara brawls, and she became so whiny. She fell in love with Alejandro, and of all people, you'd think she'd know he was playing her. Gwen, she became a homewrecker and didn't care. The writers clearly hadn't watched Search and Do Not Destroy. She had trouble choosing between her friendship with Courtney and Duncan. She knew what it felt like to be cheated on from that episode. And from that, and being friends with Courtney, she wouldn't put her through that pain. In All Stars, she tried so hard to be Courtney's friend and it always backfired. And this got on my nerves real quick. Duncan, he became a massive hypocrite. In Search and Do Not Destroy, he yelled at Trent that he messed up for cheating on Gwen. And then he ended up doing it. I thought he had a heart, which was what I liked about him, and he was one of my favorite characters. All in all, Gwuncan was the worst couple in teledrama history and should never have happened. So, there you have it. The top 10 reasons Gwuncan is the worst couple in the entire series. Thanks a lot for watching, and please, please, please like this video and subscribe to my channel.